Sup heathens, Happy Viking here again with a shot of metal for your punk ass. What the fuck happened to vampires? Remember the days when vampires were dark, elegant, and seductive creatures of the night, and not primping, preening, fancy pants Nancy boys who spend their days being wish fulfillment for tweenagers? I do. I remember the days of Dracula, the days of Lestat, the days when vampires sucked blood and not ass. But alas, they have passed like rain on the mountain, like wind in the meadow. The days have gone down in the west, behind the hills into shadow, and the once proud monster of myth has been defanged for popular consumption by the Disney crowd. But Hammerfall remembers that long-forgotten age when the nefarious Nosferatu was something to be feared and respected. Ah, good old Hammerfall, you've never let me down before. You've been sticking to your guns and entertaining me with your sweet power metal styling since 1997, and you've whipped up a music video that pays tribute to vampires in the best possible way, by having the lovable ghoulish rapists die by the dozens to a guy with a big-ass hammer. What pow! Hey, you always hurt the ones you love, right? Regardless, Hammerfall has brewed a bloody crimson cocktail in tribute to these torturous terrors, and it's our heavy metal duty to take a swig of that criminal concoction to get our natural high. So put your hand on your glass and prepare to clink it, drink it, sink it. It's time for a metal shot.
5 centuries after the great disaster wiped out the Earth, but mankind survived, and so did the instinct and desire to rebuild what was destroyed so long ago.
Okay, apparently this is an epic in the making. Deep voice narration establishing a post-apocalyptic setting for the upcoming video, possibly as part of a larger, more intricate story that Hammerfall has constructed for their future releases. How very fascinating. No, I'm joshing you. The whole thing is actually fucking pointless. This whole segment has nothing to do with the music or the video or anything else in Hammerfall's catalog. It's simply there to make the thing more epic. Actually, a more accurate prologue would be, once upon a time there was a thing, and then vampires happened. Still better written than Twilight, though. But fuck that noise, let's get to the meat of the matter, the cream filling of this portentous pastry. Well, there's not much. There's a good guy, a bad guy, a damsel in distress that needs rescuing, and a motley crew of monster mooks just waiting to get a headbutt from the hammer of justice. And there's also what I can only assume is a Renfield knockoff who looks like an S&M Rey Mysterio. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. So far, it seems pretty standard, until you get over-the-top ridiculous scenes like where Hector breaks through the skylight like a heavy metal Batman and stares down whack Dracula real menacingly.
Death to all but metal.
Ugh, not this Photoshop iMagic shit again. I thought we were past this. Ugh, oh man, this thing is bringing back bad memories. But you know what? At the end of the day, still better than Twilight. Whoa, that was awesome! And now for the best part of any music video, thrilling action sequences. Oh, crap. Okay, I know it'd be really unreasonable of me to expect Braveheart-style quality here, but come on, this fight choreography is just awful. Look at these stupid bastards, they're just jogging up to Hector and his big-ass hammer. It's like their only means of self-defense is bumping into people. This is a vampire video, not a cheesy breezy romantic comedy where people bumping into people is the law of the land. This is the kind of video where you're supposed to kill things. Oh well, at least I can take solace in the fact that these fight scenes are still better than those of Twilight. Wait. Shit! Okay, Twilight, you've earned a point, but just one. Seriously guys, when the badassitude of your vampires is being challenged by the twinkledings from Twilight, you have done something wrong. In fact, why does the damsel in distress even need rescuing at all? She could just walk out, because, I mean, who's gonna stop her? The dumbass lemmings who are too distracted by how shiny a hammer is to notice how bad it's killing them? The chicks who do nothing but writhe and occasionally try to mount you like the fucking hunchbacks from Castlevania? Or the gimp who gets home-runned across the fucking room? Hell no! A parade of slaps and groin kicks is all she would need to escape the clutches of a vampire overlord. But I guess she, like many other fellow damsels in distress, like being rescued by big burly men of action. Because you know what they say about guys with big hammers. They got big hammers. Though it's not as if Hector himself is any master tactician either. First, let's look at how he enters the building. He crashes through the skylight and plummets from a height of roughly 150 feet, attracting the attention of every combatant in the room and turning his shins into bone jelly. And here's another example of Hector's superior decision-making skills. The head vampire is standing across the room from you, holding the girl you are trying to rescue in his arms. What do? Do you A. Approach slowly and hope he opts out for a fair duel, B. Rush him and hope he drops the girl to defend himself, or C. Chuck your instant kill death mega fuck hammer at him, most likely hitting the chick you are trying to save? Yeah, sorry Hector, but we're gonna have to let you go. This heavy metal heroism thing just ain't working out for you. I suggest a career change to either burger flipper or guy who cleans vomit off of the corkscrew. All of these guys apparently graduated summa cum laude from the Aragorn Institute of Tactical Fucktardery. No one here can fight worth the ass they sit on. Apparently living in a lawless post-apocalyptic disaster zone has done nothing but atrophy their ability to defend themselves. But, you know, you can forgive the dumb strategies and you can forgive the lemming-style tactics. It can all be chalked up to the rule of cool. The rule of cool is the tricky sticky duct tape that binds society together. You can do great things and you can get away with doing not so great things by virtue of being really cool. Look at Jesus, that guy was cool. Sure, a lot of his followers aren't today, but the man himself was cool, and he accomplished a lot of cool stuff. He turned water into wine, he healed the blind, with his epic beard naturally, and he scored the goal that won the Stanley Cup for the Vancouver Millionaires in 1914. That last one is a fairly obscure translation, you've probably never seen it. And in the video, Hammerfall uses it not as duct tape, but as foundation, mortar, and brickwork. The video is a big slippery wad of preposterous cool. But this video is so overwrought and ridiculous that it actually gets kind of boring, and the more attention you pay to it, the more you realize that half the stuff in the video is completely pointless, such as the opening narration, the golden death showers, the excessive mugging, and the snake chick. Dear fucking god, the snake chick. She does not interact with any of the characters, and only shows up to dangle snakes in front of the camera and make silly faces. And I usually love this sort of overdone awesomeness. Evil Dead, Warhammer 40k, Gurren Lagann, I love those franchises. The thing is, they have an internal logic behind them. They run like clockwork, whereas Natural High runs more like patchwork. Anyway, Hector successfully kills every motherfucker in the room, but Whack Dracula makes his escape with the power of CGI Batwings, taking the damsel with him and leaving Hector in the dust to wallow in his own impotence. Aw shoot, looks like my princess is in another castle. I murdered all them helpless retarded vampires for nothing. And then you see him take off on his griffin, and that's how the video ends. Sorry if I skimmed over the specifics and subtle intricacies of the plot, but really, what is there to say? It's a simple good guy fights bad guy to get girl story. There's not really much I can say about it. All I can do is riff on how silly it all looks. But, in summary, Natural High is a Hammerfall video for a Hammerfall song. You know exactly what you're getting. It's not like Mike Patton where the guy will just do whatever the fuck he wants and throw you for a loop with his hefty bag of tricks. No, Hammerfall has one trick, but it's a fun trick, and they've made a pretty fun music video. Even though it's lazily choreographed and it tries way too hard to be cool, the Natural High video is still good for a dumb chuckle. It's pure spectacle, pure style over substance monster mashing madness. And even though they overact and die like animals, I like what they've done with vampires here. No sissy love triangles, just fangs, bats, and snappy clothes. Just like God intended. I'm Happy Viking, and you've just been served your metal shot. Rock on, and drink responsibly.